Ladies and gents, good morning. Guess who just had a birthday yesterday? It's Professor Meatball. He's a new dog. You can tell. You can tell he's glowing. Absolutely glowing right now. My name is Andrew. We're going to talk about the AMC earnings coming out. Will there be a surprise? Will there be a enormous turnaround because of the box office smashes, even those breaking 2019 records from Fast and Furious, from Black Widow, and just this past week in Suicide Squad? Or is there going to be another GME-like event all the way up 10%? We just had it this morning from 150s all the way up to 163.82. That was the high of the day. And then we came all the way back down towards our 156 level of, this is retracement from January. So that's where GameStop is currently. AMC has had a tumultuous morning as well, topping at 34 bucks twice. Looks like 3 times, but we have a roughly two topper at $34 now, currently coming right back up, about 3% up right now. For Remus says, top of the morning to you. And says, happy birthday for Professor Meatball. What's up, Ben? Marcy Investments. Tony, buongiorno. Good morning. Daniel says, my birthday was yesterday too? Look at that. That's the Moon Platoon sharing their birthday well wishes right now. That's what we love to hear. Okay, let's bring this over here. Got about 23 million volume on AMC right now. Start a new browser so we can get that Lux algo out here, so we can get that Ortex as well. Woo woo woo, says Ride the Fresh. What's going on? DR Henry Sr., good morning. Welcome, Meister. Says, good morning, Andrew. We'll put on the green sweater because today we're gonna need all the good mojo we can get. Ooh, baby. Oh, baby. Where is my green sweater? I would wear it every day if I wasn't so. I didn't have such a filthy closet. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't find it. Let's take a look at that. What TradingView thinks earnings is gonna be. Estimate now down 0.94 EPS. A couple of other people have EPS as well as revenue estimates, whether or not this can be a beat or a miss. Surprisingly, we had some pretty interesting data from the last few quarters. Let's take a look. So this is the AMC earnings data from a few quarters ago. We also have the options chain for the day that we want to take a look at. And then that short interest still hovering high above that 16%. We'll let you know exactly what it is in just a second. Now let's take a look at where AMC was before. Hey, calm down. Thanks for joining us at Mo Monkey. They just pressed that join button. They just got part of that Moon Platoon. They're now a special operations infantry member of the Moon Platoon. All right. Q1 2021 beat EPS by 0.21%, but missed revenue by nearly 6%. The Q4 Q3 of the previous year had a beat of 14%, 34% of revenue respectively, but at the same time they beat revenue by 34. They missed EPS by 20. So expected EPS down 1.42, reported 1.42, so that's almost exactly right for Q1 2021. Very similar to today then in that case. We have an EPS reported of down 9.4, which is better relatively than down 0.142, the prediction from the last quarter. Kenny G's personal fluffer, just so I'm aware, I was playing at 20k. I made the full year's payment of Lux back in 45 minutes. Well worth it, and thank you for everything, Andrew. That is what we are going to bring directly into the Lux video coming out later today. That is awesome, 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 awesome. Putting that right there. Thank you for sharing that. People Lux ready for blast off today. Good boy. He is. He's getting his rockets all in an order. We like to hear. Oh, okay. So from the upcoming one here. Expected down 0.96. Revenue currently 382 million. Okay, so let's compare that to Q2 of 2020. We have that. Here it is, June of 2020. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that data was rough. Am I looking at this right? 148 million from March of 2021. 119 million as of September of 2020. Okay, so we have 18.9 million June of 2020, which means now we're currently waiting for an estimate of somewhere in the range of 20x that much revenue as of last summer's quarter. Good morning, back at it, waiting for the FBI to unplug Citadel, says Doug D. Doug D. Let's see whether or not we have a buy signal today. This is on the hourly, still going on that strong sell from the, hold on, pull up the y-axis here on this browser. On the 6 o'clock, sorry, the July 21st. All right, let's go down to the hour, the minute. On the minute chart, auto, there we go. Strong buy signal since that pre-market rip. That reversal zone was around 32 bucks in the pre-market. We went across the EQ bands. Now we are trending high for 32.50 all the way up to 32.50. Yeah, still at 32.50. Oh, sorry, $1 extra. From 32.50s all the way up to 33.50. Currently where AMC is trading right now. Mr. Money, my man, says Royal Paint. Set the thrusters to go. Let's leave the moon in our rocket fumes. Let's effing go. Let's go. Ooh. I almost laughed too hard. Mark Baptiste says, good morning. I used foolery instead of fooly fools in my interview. I think I did the trick. Hey, Mark, that's what I like to hear. Congrats on your interview. What's up, Ducks? We got a lot of you thankful for. We had Meatball's birthday yesterday, right? Had a little bit of the treats that you guys sent in the P.O. box. This video is brought to you by that P.O. box, by the way. Send the two of us something fun down below. We have GME and AMC facing some minor gains today. We got GameStop looking at 4.6% up. That is down from its daily high of 163.82, about $5 above. And now AMC currently at 33.56. That's also down from its 34.12 highs that it was able to reach earlier today. Take a look at how the short interest is remaining at that 16%, right around here. AMC short interest is from Ortex. You can find your own and look at it live down in the description with the link. Oh man. Jesse says cut manipulation short, or cut short manipulation. You can use any of those words in any of the orders and it'll still make sense. Smith saying cup and handle forming on the 5-day. This is good coffee. This is all I want in the morning. This is some real tasty coffee. I'm satisfied. Oh, Frank says my daughter turned 8 yesterday. Your daughter was born the same time as Meatball. My Meatball turned 8 yesterday. She wanted Roblox gift cards and AMC. Bought her 1 share this morning. Frank. That's wholesome. That's very wholesome. I like that. Boom. What's up, Moon Platoon? When's Meatball wearing the matching turtleneck? Meatball? Did you want it? We actually do have some custom sweaters for him. We could slap one on. John says, happy birthday, Professor Meatball. I figured you were a Leo too. What time are earnings reported? You looking at 5 p.m. EST. Well, that's the earnings call, at least. We probably will, just like last quarter, get it a little earlier. Jesse Lowett, that's right. Let's see. Meatball turned 8 bullish. That's bullish. Well, you hear that? He just turned 8. And I just turned 8. Okay, let's go. 3 stocks to buy for the second half of 2021. Analyst explains recent price action AMC ahead of earnings. Earnings day matters for AMC even if actual results don't. Okay, earnings day matters for AMC even if its actual results don't. It's been, oh, here we go. This is from Bloomberg. It's been a cruel summer for self-described apes who make up the share of diehard shareholder base of the movie theater chain AMC Inc. So it's a good day to die in the propaganda of the mainstream media, coming on once again with this first sentence making it seem like a constant struggle. Jesse Lowett, thank you for joining the Mo Monkeys. Hey, you just pressed that join button. Appreciate that. So we usually attack some FUD when we see it in the mainstream. It says its earnings report later on Monday may offer at least some short-term relief. Okay. The stock has rallied in its trading session that followed each of its last 6 earnings reports, notching an average one-day gain of almost 7%, even though it's only posted a profit once in those quarters and missed Wall Street's average earnings estimate in 4 of them. Yet the gains may not last if the professional securities analysts are in the right ballpark. More pain is in store over the longer term. And have they been right? We've been following this for about half a year, a little bit more. Have they been right in the past for these earnings? That is going to be the question of, hey, do these old money even have a semblance of what is right? What is the actual momentum, the patterns, and the trades that make sense for a company that is far and away the first, but definitely not the only stock that has paved the way for fundamentals and momentum being entirely separate. AMC is already down 15% from the peak of its beginning of June, testing the faith of the army of retail traders who hope to send it, in quotes, to the moon. In the process, burn the hedge fund shorters like, what the heck is, okay, that's one. OD Asset Management. Of course, in the era of meme stocks, the wall of cash, it's kind of like saying, hey, don't forget that there's the, for example, this one. I didn't realize that that was one of them, because the narrative seems to be whatever this article writer wants to form it around. Of course, in the era of meme stocks, the wall of cash thrown around by social media mobs can render basic measures of value essentially meaningless, making the predictions of professional analysts nearly as dubious as the wild conspiracy theories coming up from the apes. Here it is. There we go. There's that FUD. There's that FUD. Needed to hear it at least once. If you guys wanted to hear the data, the details, and the research that we've been pouring into this, we have a couple of playlists specifically full of exactly that. So AMC and a GME playlist. You can find it on the channel. And when you're there, don't forget to drop that bell and subscribe. Eat acid, says Jesse. Good morning, says Adlai. Base Walker. Let me look at SOS in a sec, sure. Dr. Dad says, I knew it was someone's birthday. I just can't remember. Now I know it was the one and only Meatball. Love to hear it. William says AMC is staying in max pain. Driving up that pain to be maximum. Says, let's see. I'd rather God bless make every choice for yourself. There you go. Ronald says happy Meatball Day, everyone. What is Algo saying for Works? We'll take a look at that as well. So we got SOS and Works. You guys want to see? Oh yeah. Where you been, Andrew? Says Chris. I've been here. This is the regular broadcasting time. There you go, bud. He wants to eat more. Plug, it's been up 8.5% today. Okay, whoop. Hold on. Come on back. Come back into time. There it is. Okay, let's at least have plug on the left side so we can track it. DCAT is also up 9%. Works is up 33%. We tracked that last week when it was still down around $2. Now I think it is nearly up 100% from its 220s just a few days ago, from the beginning of August. Remember the beginning of August? That was a while ago. Looks like Bitcoin is making a big rally up to 45,000. This is 5% up. Ethereum up to 3,100. Doge up to 25 cents. There's been substantial crypto rallies very recently. Could be that we're starting to wedge down our price action here from 34.12. Let's see if you guys can identify this visually. From here, yep. From there to there. The question is that there's actually two uptrends I can follow. Is this one that would have to break out a little bit earlier, somewhere right around 1146, or this one all the way down here that we can connect. This one is further down so that the trend lines wouldn't be as pretty. Let's try to follow this one first. And that breakout would be somewhere around here. Okay. So 1, 2 confirmations below, 2 confirmations above. Coming up from an uptrend down to $32. We're watching an intraday pennant form right before our eyes. Beautiful. Caught in the wild. Jesse says, hail to Dorothy. Dorothy. T-Server says, notifications coming in late. Just got a notification. What? Hate it. I hate YouTube's late notifications. Hold on. Aaron says, hey Andrew, once again, could you check Ortex, please? We did check Ortex earlier. Let's do one more. 16.2% for AMC, still holding that 16%. That's substantial for AMC, historically and absolutely and relatively. So historically for AMC in the short term and the long term. Right, options chain. Looks like there's a $350,000 of strikes at the $11 strike. There's the calls. Those are very deep in the money calls here. $40 a strike with $2 million of puts. $40, $38, $37. Okay. So there is going to be majority of those puts put on Friday were between that $33 and that $42. It's kind of like a anemone. Beautiful but dangerous put. I would say like this is a, what is this? Not much of a ramp, not much of a wall. Oh man. Josh says, dang, they pushing. And so all the AMC price action you see now will likely be in response to technical traders seeing this pennant today. So there's a couple of ways that this could go. Right, it could be that this is the uptrend. That's the uptrend. Confirmation here, 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 here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down one more time, all the way back up. That's the pennant right there, or breakout somewhere closer to here. If the pennant's closer to here. So I'm in red. I'm going to draw the second possible pennant down here. And that means that we're going to have at least a confirmation down. Up, probably down again, then over. Those are the two possible paths for AMC's pennant early this morning. Gavin Rizzo, what's going on? Why do AMC and GME move hand in hand? This has been something that we have noticed for a long time. Two likely possibilities. The first one, the most possible. The people that trade AMC and GME have very similar technical areas of bearish and bullish momentum. So when they trade in a similar pattern, you're going to have the sell side act accordingly as well, if that's the one consistent factor. The other side is that the AMC and GME apes are being shorted at the same time. So that is from the sell side, whether or not that behavior is the same. And likely we are looking at a very similar population in the people who are short or bears of AMC and GME. Finally, ETFs that contain AMC and GME could be trending these two stocks very similarly when they get bought, sold, or short. When was the last buy signal on Lux Algo? It was during pre-market earlier today. There it is. We're currently writing that pre-market Lux Algo right here. Wrong buy. Ortex is making some serious tendies. It's Hungry Howie. Yeah, we're looking at it on the left side. It's up 35% now. The BK dots, how do you see puts and calls on the options chain? Well, take a look at options Sonar in the description down below. You can grab it for yourself. By law, I'm required to wear a gold chain with black turtleneck. That's true. That's true. If you want to see my Dwayne the Rock cosplay. That was on Instagram a while ago. Andrew Mo Money. We're trying to get up to 10,000 followers on Instagram, 20,000 on Twitter. It would be awesome if you guys joined in on there. Hold a silencer and a plant. Is that a Hitman reference? Andrew Jobs. Are there still AMC stock to buy? Says Randy Radcliffe. Likely. They were going off the shelves. 7 newest meme stocks grabbing retail attention. That's funny. It's like, look at these crazy stocks. Aw, Keith Cloverdale, kind of a rough day for me 2 years ago. Today, I lost my mom. Let's try and make it bittersweet by getting this price up to $40. Keith, thank you so much for the bravery of sharing that. Everyone, some sort of hands. Throw some hands in the chat for Keith to show them that we're here for you. Okay? Hands, the human emoji for caring. Oh, so crazy. Cray cray. Nicholas is here since January, not leaving anytime soon. 1009 cost basis, 90 shares in total. Oh. Gotta love it. Here's that live short data. Oh, there we go. Let's see now. Thank you guys for the support. That's what the Moon Platoon is so supportive here. Good morning, Vietnam, says Guillermo. Mo money. Good morning, brother, says Stevie J. What's going on? Saludos, Mr. Senor Andrew, says Guillermo. Sharon says Andrew looks like a gentleman and a scholar today. Ooh. Jason says, do you have any thoughts on Safe Moon? We had Safe Moon thoughts like a few months ago. That's the problem. I can't remember what the price was back then when people were trying to talk about Safe Moon. I was assuming it would be like hitting the major news if there was a major price upset. Let's take a look at AMC getting rejected right at that 33.65. Oh no, it's gonna keep going. All right, bounce off of the VWAP here. So we had confirmation from the bottom of this pennant, lost a little bit of its momentum at 33.61, then bounced strong off of that VWAP. See how the orange line here consolidated with that 33.41 right here. That gives us a double tight seal for its bounce. As AMC's price action comes over this pennant, it will invalidate it if it gets as high as 33.84 without hitting the 34.50s. That's what we're waiting for this pennant to try and drive that price action up. Looking for explosive price action here. Holistic says, smash that like button for Andrew. You know you wanna. Cool people smash the like button. This is true. Behind the post says, get 2K likes. Oh, Dice Hawker says, I'm so ready for the squeeze. Crazy to have so much money and yet eating ramen noodles daily. On the day. On the day. Just had some ramen yesterday. That was tasty. The trick is to upgrade to the like 50-cent ramens, you know? Or like the 75-cent. I can't remember. I don't know how much Nissan Rao is now. This is a free advertisement for Nissan Rao. Probably one of my favorite ramens. Very tasty. Unless, of course, you're the Migorin kind of crowd. In which case, you're right. Migorin is the best ramen. Fudswater Foster says, Andrew, what do you think about KBIO, example of forced share recall, something similar potentially playing out in AMC? What would it take to get the recall initiated? It's gonna take a little bit of the attention of that silverback himself first in order to drive that kind of catalyst, because each of the major gamma catalysts that have occurred in the past have largely been initiated, at least for the first step, with Adam Aaron doing something himself. Hello. There's Meatball. Come on. Right on the pillow. Perfect. Oh. Team Blitz says, I can see clear now that the fudge is gone. Diamond Canuts Gorillionaire says the like algorithm doesn't add up. Does not. We need to make that. People and like counter. I got a kiss. Oh. Inflation has taken ramen prices to an all-time high of 69 cents, says Caveman Hungry. Let's see. Meatball, you feeling okay? Gerald says, come on, Hedgies, stop the BS. Want to buy my yacht for Christmas? We're still in the wedge. I would say the wedge hasn't been invalidated yet. The furthest up it would go to invalidate is on that $34 range. But this is starting to look like a run-of-the-mill impulse wave rather than a explosive wedge upward. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say actually that this first part of this rip it's not part of the same impulse. So come here, then up to 3, or if you count the first part of this wave, then it would be of 33.17 to 33.83, about 70 cents. So from this VWAP here, about 70 cents up, 33.41 would get us up to 34.10. All right, so somewhere around here. I'm gonna put this in a little star right here. If this is the next impulse wave. Amir says, hello everyone. Did you all find out who pissed on the Hedgies Cheerios? Was it you, Andrew, or Trey? I want to help next time, please. Very cool. Beautiful. What do y'all think about PayPal? Let's take a look. PAYPAL, done. Put it on the right side. It's trading kind of sideways right now. Been about here since 2 days ago. Back to the minute chart. Okay, so that's that penny that we've been following for a hot sec. G-dub. Some people are calling for G-dubs right now. It was everyone in general, says Fuse. Will the earnings call have a positive or negative impact for the prices? Hannah, last time it was not positive. But this time around, the revenue, just compare the revenue numbers that we were looking at earlier. Take a look at the expected revenue for this quarter, about 382.11 million, right? So last quarter, 157. Not good to count compare quarter by quarter, but look, 157, 142. This is the summer, right? 88.91. Go back even further. Let's see. December of 2020 was the last one. Actually, no, March 2021. 148 million volume, 162 million volume. September, 119 million volume. And then this comparable quarter, 18.9 million. 20x what the last year's quarter had. So 18.9 million. That's year over year, down 98.75%. So that quarter was almost a kill quarter for AMC. This quarter seems like we are coming back very strong, 20x that expected revenue. Looks like because we broke a couple of records from 2019. Scheduled August 9th. Assassins read. That's true. Everyone likes to read. Make sure you guys get some reading done today. Take some look out of 15 feet away for about 15 seconds. Just look somewhere else. Maybe look at Meatball. Unless he's on your screen, of course, in which case he wouldn't be in real life, but I'll look at Meatball in real life. He's so dapper. He's like, some people have existential crisis when I'm at 8 years old, but for me, I'm as happy, I'm as young, as chipper as I was the first day. Treat every day like it's your last or your first day. Oh man, anyone speak in palindromes, says Jesse. It might be hard pressed to find one, but power to the players. Warlord did just join the Patreon. I just checked. That's because they now are part of that executive producer group known as the Moon Platoon. Hey, thanks so much for being part of the process of creating these videos and for supporting the channel. It's the climb. Oh man. Xander says AMC and GME are diverging. I would say they're roughly in the same area, but yeah, this morning I did see a major divergence. When I checked it, it was like AMC up 1%, GME up 10%. So I was like, wow, this morning is going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. Hey, those of you who caught Meatball's birthday photos on Instagram yesterday, we've been doing giveaways. Check them out on Instagram at Andrew Mo Money. We do have a goal to try to hit 10,000 followers by the end of this month. So it'd be awesome if you guys come along and join the Moon Platoon over there, Instagram, or on Twitter at Andrew Mo Money. Fun little plug. Okay, let me actually do this. Rockets in the Andrew more money house, says Joel. I really hope that YouTube I really hope that YouTube, you know. Here you go, bud. With now that he's turned 8, he demands additional treats. Here you go. Volume right now looking at 2787 million. That's about 2 hours worth of volume for the last few weeks. Here you go. People are throwing those happy birthday Professor Meatballs in the chat. You hear that? You have friends. You have good friends. Okay. Didn't they? Hold on a sec. What breed is he? He is a golden corgi. It's true. Paul, I still text these guys. They're pretty busy boys, though. They're busy boys. Can we get the after hours for the? Can we get the fire alarm for the after hours? Don't, please. Don't tempt the fire alarm fates. Dear God, that was the most. That was the craziest like broadcast. I had to continue broadcasting while the entire chat was like, Andrew, it seems your microphone is on with the fire alarm in the background. Yes, it was true. My fire alarm was on, and it was unavoidable. Yikes, that was harsh. It's absolutely banana sauce right now. It's banana sauce. Will the squeeze open us up to more squeezes in the near future? Jesse James, if you mean the next gamma squeeze, or do you mean the mother of all short squeezes for AMC will open us up to more squeezes that are mother of all short squeeze worthy for other stocks? Unlikely. DTCC is already putting down the boot for much of future possible price action because of skin in the game, right? You have more of these companies that say, hey, if you are taking this risky short position, you're basically not invited to our money party, our hedge fund where we have, you know, money, or our securities party, our clearinghouse party. At the end of the day, more of these regulations are going to make it more and more impossible for another AMC or GME to happen in the future. That's just how statistically the market is supposedly an invisible hand. It scoops up these bad actors and say, yeah, it's not going to happen again. You might be able to get away with it this time, but you're not going to be able to get with it next time. Oh, that's good. Glenn, stop. Glenn, watching your channel 100 miles off the coast of Florida. Thanks for the great show. I really imagine you just like with a really cool little fishing pole, a little fishing hat. That's a solid Meet the Apes tweet right there. Meet the Apes. Oh man, I thought you guys were talking about Glenn Levitt. What? What did Ryan Cohen do? This is from my Twitter feed with the Reface app, and it's all Ryan Cohen. That's well done. Is this done with just one video of you? Or one picture of you? If that would be even better. I think it's just one picture of Ryan Cohen that puts his face on all of these pictures. So be careful that you're not watching a deep fake right now. You don't even know. This could be a deep fake of Meatball, a deep fake of me that you guys are watching right now. Jason says, I share the same birthday as Meatball, 88 super lucky numbers, the Lions Gate portal, serious alignment with the sun, full moon, huge energy from Leo. Holy moly. Okay. I'll remember this next time someone's like, what are Meatball's lucky numbers? This guy is pretty. Ryan Cohen's a pretty... He's pretty cool. MNST, let's at least put that on the far left side. MNST. Whoa, up 2%, nearly $100. That's a fun milestone. Okay, back to this. And the pre-market AMC was overly ambitious, crossed over the 3 levels of resistance, and then fell underneath right before that pre-market was over. Choose your fave, says Jesse. TNMT. Can I check NSAV, Andrew? Says BTS sandwich. Are you BTS sandwich? NSAV. Ooh, a penny stock. Penny stock's down 40%. Oh, so you want to see if this is the time to catch the falling knife. Time to catch the falling knife. I would be really... no matter what I see that would confirm catching this knife, I would not be comfortable throwing my money into a penny stock same time that has already fallen 40% today. Really easy to burn yourself, even though the upside could be fun. It could be a nice upside. Remember, long positions, you can only lose as much as you invest. But with that understanding, and no financial advice taken from me, do with it what you will. Robert says, Ortex and options chain, how are they? We just checked them a few minutes ago. Ortex staying above 16%. So yeah, it's been okay. Hashtag meet the apes. 100 fishing trips Monday morning with the moon platoon. I'm assuming that's why you're 100 miles off the coast of Florida, or you might be Coast Guard. So I'm gonna tweet this right now. If you guys want to be featured in a future tweet, right? Follow. You never know when you're gonna be in there. Hashtag meet the apes. Okay, that's the earnings information up here. Macaroni in a pot. Damn, Donald Brooks, why do you always look so cool? Aww. This is some wholesome stuff. Real handyman-y. Wish there was a way to keep up. I will be more active on Twitter, and that's what I'm pushing for. Making sure that you guys understand that if you guys can't keep up with me all day, at least you guys got Twitter. Did you see that article from Benzinga? Really? Yeah, Kathy, we saw that. Here it is. This one right here. Actually, is this the same one? This is the one you're talking about? From a risk management perspective, AMC is a horror movie for anyone approaching it from either the long or the short side. The stock trades so much of non-fundamental developments that the B. Riley securities analyst Eric Wold said that the neutral is the only rating that's appropriate. It's impossible for me to know what drives retail investors to buy the shares and which stock du jour they want to focus on in the meme situation. It would have to be retail to push it higher. Given the valuation of the company relative to its peers, it's tough to make the argument that institutions are looking at the stock in a long fashion right now. Okay. An AMC spokesman did not respond to Bloomberg News email requesting a comment. Forecast for negative earnings through at least 2023 and a price to sales ratio of almost 12, about 8 times that of the Russell 2000 index, are far from the most important metrics to consider with a stock like AMC, at least in the near term. Rather, the enthusiasm on social media is all that matters. The pep talk that CEO Adam Aron gives to his loyal legion of retail investors will likely be a more relevant element of its earnings day than the numbers that are actually delivered. His embrace of meme stock traders has helped him sell more shares and bolster a balance sheet battered by the pandemic. He's given the apes a seat at the table on earnings day, and executives will answer some questions submitted by individual investors in addition to those from analysts. By one metric, the social media buzz for AMC is still at blockbuster levels, though well off its peak. The company's ticker symbol appeared in more than 114,000 posts on StockTwits last week, according to data compiled by Bloomberg. That's down from about 440,000 in June, but still accounts for about a tenth of the total posts on the site in the week. Yeah, there it is. Hard to say that AMC is not part of the conversation right now. It's still a major part of that zeitgeist. And let me see if at 5 p.m. right, earnings call. If I can get in somehow, you guys are gonna see it from me. Hear it now. Ooh, that's gonna be tight. We will try our best to hear it directly from me. BTS sandwiches Andrew plus Andrew's girlfriend plus me equals winning team. Heck yeah. Ron Rowling says, no joke, was out to dinner with the fam this weekend, walked into a restroom to wash up before eating. As soon as I stepped into the stall, I see AMC to the moon on a bathroom stall wall. There you go. There you go. It's a sign. A-N-Y. Okay, hold on a sec. A-N-Y from Keith. Sphere. In the last 2 3-minute candles, we just jumped from $5 to $6.20. Okay, we'll keep it on the left. We'll keep it on the left hand side right there to make sure you guys can see it. All right, so AMC has come back down to the breakout point of this price action. If I extend this here, then the confirmation ends up not facing in. That's that rejection of that potential breakout here around 1152. Andrew Jobs with the black turtleneck. It's what I wear in the it's what I wear in the thumbnails. It's true. Okay, you good? Good, I'm still here. People's worried that I'm gonna disappear if I turn around. Oh. When can Andrew kick his feet back? Am I right? Let's see. Jacques Wint. There was a whole universe of content back then. True. Marcus says, "What info in the earnings call would be considered good for us?" I would say that it would. If I agree with one thing from the Bloomberg very bearish article just now, was that yeah, Adam Aaron, what he's gonna say to this base on Twitter today and what he's gonna likely say on the earnings call is what's gonna be the most important. It's actually gonna be the most important part of the day, in my opinion. It's about public perception right now. Meatball. Let's see. SPCE, I got you, Daniel. But first, let me make sure that I have a little treat for this spoiled little boy. So ready. He's so ready for the next treat. He loves to get treats. SPCE up about 3% right now. Actually facing a pretty similar day to AMC. This is after a bounce from the 31.43s to 35.62. I'm imagining the 35.62 is going to be overbought. Currently, SPCE would probably have a sell signal at 35.62, but a strong buy at 31.74. That's the range that I would look at for SPCE. Average Rob says, Andrew, you look like you're ready for a car chase in downtown San Fran. Looking like an Asian Steve McQueen in Bullet. We're gonna have one, just one. Ka-chow. Okay? That's all we get. Just one. Here he is. Resort Dog says the players hated the big dog getting in the game. Daniel says, give me ball pat him for me. There it is. This one's from Daniel Rodriguez. This one's from Daniel. Messi says, I'm sorry I'm late. Happy belated birthday, Meatball. Aw, Meatball, you see? See people wishing you happy birthday. Because you're a good boy. Alright, let me take a look at... What am I gonna do? I'm gonna look at... Oh, yes, now I remember. Daniel says, got a call with a strike price of 32. Okay, gotcha. Steve. ECT, is that PST? If it's PST, that'll be about 2 p.m. Senate releases 3.5 trillion budget resolution. The gold had some liquidity issues this weekend. Gun shops running out of ammo. Okay. I guess Robinhood is almost entirely fallen out of the zeitgeist. That was from 2 days ago. Oof. That was last week's news. Last week. CoinDesk. High vehicle prices are here to stay for auto buyers. And that's true. You're gonna look at likely the... If you're buying a car right now, I'm so sorry. Selfer wants to know about the gold dump. Let's take a look at the how gold has regained some ground after facing liquidity issues. Let's take a look. Bigger, please.
Parts Neville is covering the commodity for us. Christina, it's a strong dollar story, really. Yeah, and I'm going to get to that because just in the past 24 hours, we've seen just a burst of selling in gold future contracts right now. And that sent gold prices to a low of $1,677. That's almost $100 lower than Friday's close. Some calling it a flash crash. So gold is now recouping some of those losses, but we were heading to levels we haven't seen since March 2020, 1750. So that was a technical support level, and that also triggered some stop losses that we saw. Silver also following a similar pattern. You're also seeing with platinum as well, selling off. So what happened? That's what you're getting at to Melissa. Friday's sell-off was in response to a spike in the U.S. dollar as well as a surge in yields after strong economic data came out. The strong jobs report stoked concerns of sooner than expected Fed tightening. So that also helped exaggerate the sell-off. And liquidity, this is important. Liquidity was also low because there was holidays in Japan and Singapore. So some traders are playing catch-up today, and we're recouping some of those losses that you're seeing right now. You can see spot gold at just down 1%. And that movement could continue to change on Wednesday specifically. And I know Steve Leisman was talking about this when the consumer price index comes out, when we get more data about the coronavirus, if there's anything going on with that, as well as the infrastructure bill, because this all plays a role in the movement for these precious commodities.
In that case, well, they didn't even clip it correctly. So in that case, we do want to talk about the infrastructure bill that just got resolved. It's going to be another 60 seconds. Take a look.
Well, Andrew, Senate Democrats have just released the text of their $3.5 trillion budget resolution. They say that it is fully paid for through a combination of higher tax revenue, healthcare savings, and long-term economic growth. Now, that budget resolution does make investments in what Democrats are calling human capital, such as childcare, education, climate change as well. But those tax increases that are going to be included in the bill would include corporate and international tax reform, higher taxes on individuals, enhanced IRS enforcement, healthcare savings, and a carbon polluter importer fee. Another tax issue that the budget resolution calls for addressing is that cap on state and local tax deductions. It is calling for that to be raised or lifted in some way. It does not include instructions, however, to raise the debt ceiling at all. We just heard from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen saying that should be done in a bipartisan fashion rather than through a Democrat-only bill. But again, Democrats releasing the full text now of their $3.5 trillion budget resolution. Back to you.
Thank you. They actually cut it out. They cut it correctly this time. I would say, without a debt ceiling raise, I need to do more research on it, but without a debt ceiling raise, I think we are in some tricky waters when it comes to repaying off some significant debt. Oh, America. I believe when the debt ceiling talks expired, that set the debt ceiling at whatever it was as of the maximum that we've gotten, since that didn't exist until that resolution got fully expired. I think very recently, like a week ago at most. So that's what we have to look forward to. Meatball is listening intently. Meatball loves to, if anything, Meatball loves to listen. U.S. job openings in June comes in at 10.1 mil. Okay, this is the last 1 minute clip I'll play for you guys.
Jolts out a few moments ago. Rick Santelli's got it. Rick?
Well, I wish I had it, and it wasn't out on my screens a few moments ago, but we are expecting what would be the third straight handle of 9 million. This series goes back to December of 2000, and we are 2 million plus above pre-COVID levels when we were around the 7 million mark. We are, oh my goodness. Now, this is a historic day. We now have popped over 1 million. 1,730,000. 1,730,000. This is huge. This is huge. So we are now over, 10 million. We're over.
It's a 60-second clip. It's a 60-second clip, man. Can you just redo this clip, please?
10.073 million, over 9 million. That was the record.
Oh
so
my
obviously
God.
This is a record. There's a lot of zeros here. And how we.
If I put out this video for you guys on my YouTube channel, 60 seconds, guys. Breaking news. We have 10 million job openings.
supposed to interpret this? Quite simply, how we're supposed to interpret is that we have a matching problem. Nothing else seems to work. Many states that have extended benefits program canceled don't seem to be bringing forth as many jobs or matching any better. So we'll continue to monitor this, but 10.073 million.
Do I want like a YouTuber kid to like scream that at me like, guys, this is breaking news? Or do I want like a person who's clearly reading off a script, but he's wearing a tie? So therefore, I really trust him. I trust his judgment. If he is wearing a tie, though, if he's got the salt and pepper, he's wearing that glasses tie combo. I can't say no. Can't say no. One more time, please. Oh man, it's amazing. 100 million trillion billions. Oh, he has a reading problem. Breaking news. Let me try that 2 more times. Man, now I really want to be able to learn more about these 1-minute updates. They're really good. Why high vehicle prices are here to stay for auto buyers. So that is, if you guys are looking to buy a car right now, you're likely wondering exactly when would be the best place, or the reason why there is going to be so much price hiking. It's supply and demand at the end of the day. There was a great explanation that I've read before. Let's see if this one comes up any closer to it.
Hey, Melissa, this is the new normal. If you thought you were going to wait maybe 6 months, a year, and then you'd see a fairly substantial drop in new car or used prices, you're not likely to see that. Take a look at where transaction prices are and what they've done over the last year. $42,258. This is a chart that shows no sign of slowing down. That's the average that people are paying at a dealership. 3 things are driving this. 1, you've got limited production. The chip shortage will continue to impact auto production here in North America at least through the end of the year. Still, the demand remains strong, so you've got the supply and demand imbalance there. And then you've got low interest rates, so people who are looking for a new
I think these are both Adam Aaron buying this car right now. So this is the target demographic of people buying cars right now. From that chip shortage, likely going to be a trend for the. If you guys are looking for the auto industry to ripple through the entire market, this is the reason why.
Right now, we're saying, you know what? Halfway decent deals are out there for GM, Ford, and Stellantis, the parent of Jeep and Ram. They are prioritizing their chip production for pickup trucks and SUVs, the high profit, high margin, in demand vehicles right now. As for the auto dealers, we heard from a number of them over the last couple of weeks as they reported their Q2 results. You are likely to see a fairly tight inventory through the remainder of this year. Those vehicle prices now going over $25,000 on average for a transaction price. There's a little bit of good news here. Well, yes, the price is up, 26% in the last year. It has started to moderate a little bit. In fact, it was down 2.6% month over month. So there's a little bit of moderation when it comes to used vehicle prices, guys. But we are not going to see a big decline in vehicle prices that some people thought we might see, a year and a half into this pandemic.
It seems like, Phil, that perhaps there are dynamics within the auto market which is making the situation worse. I mean, if you think about, for instance, somebody who owns a car on lease, and then they're faced with giving up the car and trying to buy a new car at either record prices or a long wait because of a chip shortage, they don't turn that car in, and that car then doesn't go to the used car inventory, which drives those prices higher. It's sort of like a big cycle.
It's a big cycle.
Right. And the interesting thing is the retention rate in terms of leasing. In other words, I turn in a leased vehicle and I turn around and I lease another one. That's been impacted as well because people are looking at the relatively tight supply for new vehicles. And that does impact how many vehicles are available for leasing. And they're saying, why should I do a lease deal again if it's not exactly what I want? I'll just buy what I have. So it is, as you mentioned, Melissa, it feeds into this entire situation and is really hurting the used vehicle supply.
And we heard about the chip shortage potentially lasting into next year, Phil. Are there any estimates as to when things will go back to normal in terms of pricing?
No, I've talked with a couple of analysts in the last couple of weeks. Really, at this point, the most they can say is we think that the true chip shortage that we're seeing, it ends early next year. But remember, Melissa, they thought it would also end by the end of the third quarter, fourth quarter, so it keeps getting pushed out. And then the question becomes, do the automakers truly ramp up production to levels that we've seen in the past, or do they sit there and they say, look, we get high profits right now, we have discipline when it comes to production, discipline that's being forced on them. Do they keep that discipline once they have the supply of chips that they want?
Shep
Smith here.
Gotta make sure you say Shep at the same time as Shep. Okay. So that chip shortage driving a ripple of, let's say that you have a lease that you can't afford, then your car goes back on the leasing world instead of the used car world. That used car world gets the squeeze from both sides, from people who want to be able to get rid of their cars, but then can't. But people aren't, bringing their cars to a chop shop anymore, or people are just trying to squeeze every last bit of life out of their cars. Drives the price of the cars up from the demand side, drives it up from the supply side, and new cars need to be backed up for up to this point, like a year, for the chip shortage that is currently all around the world. There it is. Chris says, thank you for the info. Just traded up on a new vehicle I love, but was doubting the financial a bit. Now I'm certain I made the right call. Thanks, Andrew, for the diversity of info. Chris, that's going right into that collage. Aw, so nice. The Baba Booey says, the way car manufacturing has been streamlined, automated, and utilization of cross-model parts, these prices do not make sense. Buy a used car. Not used car advice. Man. I'm so out of the loop. Shep. Man, my computer can't allow me to type one sentence correctly today. Calm down, I think I've been reading it. Senate votes to end debt on $1 trillion infrastructure. Okay, so about that debt limit, we have about a 60-second clip here about whether or not Yellen has an idea.
Well, Andrew, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is now calling on Congress to increase the debt ceiling through regular order with bipartisan support. In a statement that was out just moments ago, Yellen said that failing to increase the debt ceiling would cause irreparable harm to the U.S. economy and the livelihoods of all Americans. And she said that increasing the limit is a shared responsibility. Now, this is important because GOP Senator Mitch McConnell has said that he will not support increasing the debt ceiling, and he's called on other Republicans to withhold their support as well. They say that Democrats should try to do this on their own through the reconciliation process as they pass this $3.5 trillion spending plan. However,
so there's spending to be done. However, because the debt ceiling deadline has already passed, they just don't have money. Or they likely don't have the right amount of money, or the right factors to get that money. So as of right now, it's kind of like we want to spend this much money. But a long time ago, we said that if at any point around this time this year, we don't have a new plan for what that debt ceiling should be, the debt ceiling is whatever the maximum debt is at that point. So that's currently the rock and the hard place.
However, we are expecting to see the text of that spending plan come out sometime today. I was told that it would not include an increase in the debt ceiling. And now Secretary Yellen also wading into this debate, saying that Congress should do this through regular order and with Republican and Democrat support. Guys.
Okay. That is the other Andrew wearing the other tie. If I wore a tie, the entire world would be like, that guy's wearing a tie, but that dog wears the tie instead. Meatball wears the tie in the house here. Josh says, I'm starving. Need tendies. Sammy says, I don't see any guac. You don't see any guac? Okay. This is good. Good coffee. Dun, dun. Brian Toodle says, I wish they would explain that the debt ceiling is on items already paid for, not future. These economists are making it up as they go. So true. If we have a chip shortage, will there be a dip shortage? Oh no. Did you cause this by telling that joke? 3260. AMC just came off of 3260. I would say this is 1, 2, 3 levels of a support crashed through after a rejection at the volumetric weighted average price. She giveth, she taketh away. That VWAP has brought the price action back down closer to that 3307 level of resistance, and that is currently where the price is holding tight directly underneath. Ping Pong says, that's a big butt dip. Big butt. This wick tried to bring AMC even further down into red. Its open was at 3270, which means that 3260 would have dipped it to red. Twice AMC was at the 3270. I don't think this is a double bottom, but they did bottom twice at around 3241, and then came above that price action for the rest of the morning. Now it is returned. Oh no, evil Andrew has been replaced by normal Andrew. Oh, evil Andrew has replaced normal Andrew. Yes. Yes. Bearded Gardener says, cutting my grass in my underwear today. We boycotting shorts over here, son. We boycotting shorts over here. The snot. I'm gonna wipe his nose. You're 8 years old now. Wipe your own nose. Just kidding, I'll wipe your nose. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop says exact same minute, 12:05. GME and AMC get hit together. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Currently waiting around for a break up and over 3307 level of resistance. Make that gap up, we go hit 3325. Bada bing, bada boom. Everyone's happy. Everyone goes home, huh? They feel nice until then. No one goes home, right? We're not leaving. I'm gonna make them an offer they can't refuse. Wrong way, boom boom candle, says Jackson. True that. Can you buy and hold a hairless cat in my arms right now? I'll rescue a cat. Buy a cat like they're just commodities? Those are family members, future family members. Family. The butter. The heavy doors. I looked at Ortex. Yep, still above 16% short interest for AMC. G-dub incoming. Let's see. Is this coming from a downtrend? That's the only question I got. Let's all go home to Nicolas Cage's mansion. Okay. Mohammed, I wish I could answer that question, but it is data, not dates on this channel. Any expectation of dates is not only potentially misleading, breaks expectations, is self-fulfilling prophecies, etc. Jackson says, stop the bleeding, Andrew. Did it. Snap. AMC is back up to 1.5% up. Currently trended above to 33.07 to 33.25. Small rejection here. I think it's at the SMA, which means the SMA cannot help price action return over it. But if we get a bounce at 33.07, that'd be nice. If we could, that'd be nice. If we couldn't, you know, who's to say? Oh, I love looking at Meatball every day. Just a pleasant boy. There's no way that's the real Tobuscus. There's no way that's the real Tobuscus. Are you kidding? Is that real? Bro. I haven't watched any of your recent stuff, but I grew up watching you, man. That's insanity. Okay. Cool. Shrug it off, Andrew. You're cool. Tobuscus, if you're still in here, drop me one more message to confirm that I'm not crazy. Yo, now we need Chance the Rapper. That's all I need. Chance, come on. Toby's already in here. Oh. Feeling tingly. Back down to the 33.05 level of support. Woo! Oh, shoot. He is probably here. Dude, thanks. If you told me that I would be on YouTube the next day, and I would have Tobuscus on my videos, I don't know. So Peepop sees this too. Am I right? I was just gonna share. Oh, holy shoot. This is cool. Well, welcome to the Moon Platoon, man. Tobuscus says, let me text Chance. We're making things happen. We're making Meatball, did you hear that? We're making it happen. Thanks, man. The crossover we didn't know we needed. Jay Swerve says, I used to watch your Minecraft videos when I was 11. He a fan. That's why I was like, if it was any other like YouTuber that showed up in this chat, I'd be like, okay. But then I really have to check if they're the real one. With this one, I was like, most likely. Most def. He's an ape. Oh. Chai says that dip 8 minutes ago was very odd. Agree. But we've already made up much of that price action. Means that if they had bigger guns, that's exactly what would happen. Bulletproof apes right now. Coming off of your chest onto mine. Don't know why I said to say it that way. But we're sharing bulletproof vests right now. If you try to bring the price action too much, apes buy the dip. That's what happens. Oh, man. The lazy proletariat says, Andrew, can you say MOAS for me? Just one time. Here we go. Here it is. Ready? I had to make sure I had enough coffee. MOAS. Meatball, get it together. Keep your composure, says Soy Sauce Ricks. Keep it composed. Relax. Good morning, Chris Abramo. How's it going? Mad Hatter says Tobuscus in the chat is bullish. Very bullish. Toby, if you're still in the chat, the one last thing that I want you to say is I like the stock, I like the Moon Platoon. That's all I want to hear you say. If you're still in here, and if that's okay with you. Resort Dog says, earn your tendies, make a FINRA comment. FINRA, coming on in here. Actually, that's a good point to take looking at that options chain here. That's what it looks like earlier last week. This is what it looks like now. Got $40 strikes, $50 strikes. Now that's where we didn't see it earlier. About $500,000 worth of puts now, and that is going to be, watch out for $31 strike and the $50 strike. These two are kind of like bookends for our calls in the middle here. Just kind of chilling. So we have that earnings day data of what is likely going to be predicted here. Hey Andrew, what's up? How's it going? Tobuscus, he says you like that moon platoon. That's bullish. That's bullish. I am bullish AF. You like it. John, you're part of this screenshot too. Cool. Am I a Bond villain? I thought, for some reason, I thought this said bored villain. I am so bored. $1 million. I think I could do that really well. Thank you, Toby, for being such a good sport. I'm gonna tweet you. If Tobuscus follows me on Twitter, oh man, would that change my whole game? That would change my life. This is exactly the sort of price action you're hoping out of the AMC today. Heck yeah. Does this mean I'm a real YouTuber? Guess who dropped in the chat today? This doesn't have a... Is this the real one? I'm assuming Tobuscus has a different handle, actually. Today is the day. Polaroidable says, I can follow you on Twitter, though. Heck yeah. Yo, is that your real voice? Have I already addressed this? Yes, it's not auto-tuned. That's my real voice. Which surprises me sometimes when I go on this stream and I don't talk yet, and then Meatball opens his mouth. Impressive range we got. Calm Down says, hey Andrew, what's Lux got to say about GME? Is this a strong buy signal? Let's take a look. AMC just got a sell on the minute chart. But you asked about GME. GME. Okay. Whoop. GME. Cool. That's auto. Yep. Same place. Almost exactly the same place. Pre-market buy and then sell. So AMC and GME both getting that sell. But it's on the 1 minute. Gonna have to take a look at different time frequencies if you want to see where else. Mad Hatter says, I think this means you made it, bro. I freaked out for you. Shout out Toby. Mad Hatter. I'm so glad there are also, because, you know, you can only celebrate so much with the person that, like, showed up and made your day. You gotta be like, oh my god, isn't it awesome that you are yourself? Anyway. But someone else who sees that can identify that and be like, dang, that's so crazy. Yeah, Mad Hatter, thank you for sharing that with us. Does he really follow me now? Oh shoot, I gotta check. Primer says, no predictions. Lisa Jones says, it's nice to have you have a fanboy moment. Now you know what it feels like when you read our comments. Aww. Of course I know what it feels like. Of course I know what it feels like. Thank you, Lisa, though. That really means a lot. Oh, it's Toby Turner. There we go. Toby. It's a good thing I didn't tweet this yet. There he is. Okay. Guess who dropped in the chat today? This means I'm a real YouTuber. Toby Turner. He just followed me to OMG. Wow. I should put a real emoji in here, actually. Stock emoji. Cool. You like that moon platoon? I should have put AMC in there. AMC GME. Oh, AMC now comes back over the simple moving average. Brings it itself over 33.25. Coming up on that VWAP. Ooh boy. Oh, Toby's back. What's up? Chris says, we missed you last Friday and Thursday. When's this AMC gonna bust open? Make sure we gotta bust loose here. AMC comes back to its VWAP. Last time we were here, we were rejected, but the time before that, we were supported. Before that, we had a critical support, brought the price action up to 33.84. So it's kind of like that weird ant that you're not sure what will happen, but you'll know something will. Aw, faceless millionaire. That's what that's what we're all here for. A little bit of friendship, a little bit of you know, knowing that there's goodness in everyone. Aw, real handy manny, it's never gonna be like that. It's always gonna be one step at a time. Oh, I didn't open my fan mail yet. This is a great time to open some fan mail. We have this packaging. I'm not going to reveal where your address is, but this is from Hawaii. Oh, baby. Once again, this episode is brought to you by the P.O. Box. If you wanted to send something in the P.O. Box, it's in the description down below. Look at that. Very pretty. Oh. Oh, these are bandanas. These are really nice bandanas.
Yeah, those are really nice bandanas.
And a little card.
Aww.
Aww. Isle Style. Aloha, Isle Style. Oh, look at these. At Mermaid Pup. Go at them at Mermaid Pup right now. Take a look at these dogs. This one looks a lot like Meatball. I'm gonna give Meatball the bandana right now. ASMR. I like how Jesse Lewis getting a lot of use out of the emojis here. Gotta get that bandana right there.
Bridges, actually. People's birthday.
Birthday. Perfect. That's lovely. Here's one from International Par Avion Air. AMC rockets.
They're air fresheners.
They're air fresheners and rockets. That's awesome. Thank you. No note. Well, thanks so much. No note and no return address. What does that say? New Zealand? This is from New Zealand. Thank you, New Zealander. Cool stuff.
Oh, this is so cute.
Very sweet. Thank you guys so much for being, just part of that moon platoon here. Handsome dog. Cool. Oh, it buttons. That's why I'm like. Wow. That's amazing. Too cool. Kiwi love, says Mad Hatter. What's up? Thanks, Kiwis. Kiwis are awesome here. Aaron Salentine says AMC 2 Das Moon. AMC comes all the way back down. Whoever said double bottom, you might have been calling it. AMC comes, yep. Whoever called the double bottom. Another flash dip. This one not as bad as the 3260. That was suspicious. But this one comes down to the 3295s, bringing it right back up to 3305. Snatched up right away. The bulls know how to control this. That means that GME has set itself up for an interesting pennant here. We call those potential pennants, PPs. Meatball absolutely loves his little bandana here. Isn't that nice? Got dragons on it. Woo. GME is strong with basically no volume, about 1.28 million volume. Now its average volume has actually finally come down to an appropriate 6 million. That's still much lower than what it's getting on the regular. Soapy Pop says 1,000 likes. Hit it like today for Meatball's birthday. That was yesterday. Just turned 8. He's so happy. Hello, Drew from the East Coast, says Mr. Makita Packout. What's going on? Check Mavis, Microvision. 4.5%. Wow, some of these stocks are doing pretty okay. After an early morning dip eating, some of these stocks are up half of that double-digit percent up. Plug is all the way up 10%. The work's still making mad money. 4.28 right underneath that level of the VWAP. In fact, almost everything on the board has been green. This is a scary Monday indeed, because usually we're used to some pullbacks on Mondays, especially with the earnings call coming up later today. AMC is setting itself up for a couple of bulls being very optimistic about the pricing. But what do the bears have planned? That's the question. Meatball says, I look cool like my dad. Jen! Wipe your nose a little more often, Meatball. There you go. There you go. 8 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To Mars and Beyond says, Mr. Mo Money, what do you think about Microvision openly talking about its connection with Microsoft now? That's bullish, but months ago we confirmed that. So now that they've come out of the Microsoft closet, it's very bullish. To Mars and Beyond, Mr. Mo Money, what do you think about Microvision? Oh yeah, I already talked about that. Yeah. This is not skirt at all. We've been ready for their BS shenanigans and are ready for it. Joshua says, the way you just said Jen just now was so authentic and real. Love your gratitude. It is about being grateful. So true. Thank you, Joshua. Grateful for what you just said, too. So true. Don't give back, you get nothing. Give and take every step of the day. Keith. T. Roy says, would you explain why ETFs allow borrowing shares if the effect would be negative to their shareholders? ETFs are just collections of ETFs are just collection of shares. So if you imagine that, then why don't stocks prevent shorting? You know, they don't have the power to be able to do that. ETFs are just kind of fruit baskets organized by a fruit basket picker, like a financial institution, hedge fund. Could be anyone. Could be you. You could create an ETF right now, with the right regulations, of course, and then you would be able to say, look at that. These stocks here are my picks, just like ARK Investments. Right? These are one person's picks or a set of people's picks. Let's see. In verily, Jesse, one day I will understand what's going on here. Hashtag apes not leaving, says Ivy Creek. What do you think about Plug? It's up 11% today. Yeah, Plug looks like that. We had Plug when it was in the single digits. Now it's in the double-digit percent up today. That's a bull run. If anyone's seen it, whether or not it's going to be a trap, whether or not it's going to break down sideways, that is the two most likely predictions for me. Whether or not Plug has more left inside, that is yet to be seen. More upward potential. Tupperware company idea. Jesse, tell me more about your Tupperware company idea. Okay, let's take a look at Mr. Rogers can stop when he still wants to be. Okay, shush. They're calling out what the Fed is doing right now. I think we actually haven't seen this video. Robinhood's volatility makes it uninvestable. Quick 60-second update in case you missed it.
I wouldn't say the volatility is making it uninvestable. I think Robinhood's volume right now is astonishing, right? It has over 3 times the mentions on WallStreetBets than the number 2 stock, which is AMB. And what's really interesting, and I think this is contributing to the volatility, is the sentiment of the comments. So unlike its predecessors, GameStop and AMC, over 62% of the sentiment on Robinhood is actually negative on WallStreetBets, and so it's quite the indecisive right now which direction Reddit kind of wants the stock to go.
That's absolutely not news. This is just clean and cut. Reddit has a relationship with Robinhood and is not positive.
Yeah, what are some of the other names we need to be paying attention to, Justin? Quickly.
Justin, come on.
Yeah, sure. So one name that's creeping into the top 40, really under the radar, is DraftKings. DraftKings was hit really hard during the tech sell-off, but if you look at the alternative data, the number of mobile app downloads on their new casino app is up almost 30% year to date. So companies started with sports gambling, fantasy sports, now they're doing regular gambling. And the Reddit audience loves the stock and they love the brand. So that's a name I would look out for.
That's fun. This analyst pushing DraftKings. Looks like the end of the day push did bring that pre-market up to $54, then dumped it back down to 51. That's a fluctuation of about 8-ish%. Twice within 24 hours, so this is a scalper's dream, probably a long position's nightmare. Alright, coming down. Most of them are puts and bearish, yeah. They're calling her a meme stock now. Like how? You know, all of the people fighting on both sides are apes, you know? Apes fighting against the hedge funds, those are apes as well, and everyone's a boomer and zillennial. They just keep assigning these words to every single possible side, especially if you have no idea what you're talking about. Thwap queens. When did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do now. Happy 16, guys.
What is it?
Congrats. Thanks for following on Twitter. Make sure that you do follow in case you guys wanted to hear some stuff that I'm not going to be able to say to you on YouTube live all day. I'm still here with you guys a couple hours a day, though. It's fun. Okay. Meatball's licking my foot again. He really be. Andrew says, Keith, don't you know any stock that shows volatility is a meme stock now? Duh. When is earnings? Earnings is coming out around 5 p.m. EST, right when that market's closed. An hour after that market closed. 33.38 still eludes that VWAP twice now. Undisturbed, about 10 cents underneath that VWAP, currently at 33.29. This means that if we are going to recontest that volumetric weighted average price, we need a strong bounce off of the 33.25 right now in progress. Hey, bud. Oh no, Penny Green Man came out of his cave. Penny Green Man, Gonzalo, is this true? That's my favorite thing to cover. Rich Greenfield. When did he come out of it? When did he now talk about the AMC again? Jeff Kilberg? Come on, Rich Greenfield, talk about AMC. Filter from this week. Is this it?
Jeff from a Mac.
I don't think this is it. This is not quite it, but if anyone can throw that link of Rich Greenfield coming back again, talking about the penny stock. I mean, guys, you know it, right? Rich Greenfield, AMC. It's a hilarious story of one man who says AMC is going down to 1 cent. This is the last time that he came on to talk, about 4 minutes worth.
Let's just speak to what's happening here, because the thing that is baffling to me in many respects is this is seen as a sort of Reddit WallStreetBets game, but in many respects it appears to be something that's happening as a function of big institutional investors.
It's actually, I think, a false narrative. This has nothing to do with the short squeeze anymore. Just look at yesterday. 688 million shares traded yesterday. There's only 450 million shares outstanding. This is not a short squeeze. This is not big institutions, hedge funds being squeezed. If hedge funds wanted to get out of their entire position, if they were short, they could do it within minutes. Like, this has literally nothing to do with a short squeeze. And the sort of the funny part about this is there's this sort of army of retail investors that keeps talking about we're going to buy, hold, and never sell. Yet there's this greater fool theory, right? Like somebody's selling because 688 million shares traded yesterday. So retail is selling to retail at ever higher prices. So some of them are obviously making tremendous amounts of money as they get more and more people to buy at inflated prices. But look, Andrew, all that really matters here long term, this company is never going to make cash again. Like they will never generate cash with their current capital structure. It traded at 7 times EBITDA pre-pandemic. It's now trading at 25 times EBITDA right now, and it's in worse position today with a changed industry today. This just defies all logic. I get it. People can buy this stock and keep sending it higher like they're showing even in the pre-market today. But ultimately, this company doesn't make money. The debt investors in this stock, this debt trades at 70 cents on a dollar for a reason. There's a good chance this company goes bankrupt. The debt investors know that. The equity investors, at least for the moment, don't seem to care.
Well, they don't care, but if they were to care, what would you think fair value for this company would be?
Well, fair value is what your future cash flows are. This company can't generate cash flow. If you look at sort of what it's earned historically, the change of the industry, its interest expense, and its capital expenditures, it will never generate cash again. That's why we have a 1 penny price target, is that this company is headed for bankruptcy. The only choice it has, if it issues hundreds of millions of shares. Now, it's already issued several 100 million shares over the last year. If it issued hundreds of millions of shares at these inflated prices, it could actually stave off bankruptcy. It still wouldn't be worth anywhere near where it's trading today.
So there's a whole video about him. You can go search Rich Greenfield Andrew Mo or the Penny Man Andrew Mo, and you will find at each time right before a major rip, he comes on and talks about the stock. One time after, I think there was like a 50% rip, like directly after he came on in June. That was where AMC went up a significant amount the day after he talked. So there it is. We do want him to call on the uncallable. Oh, what's going on? It is one of the funnest parts about his is that when FUD doesn't hurt you anymore, when there's absolutely nothing left that like comes close to the amount of fear, uncertainty, and doubt that was employed earlier on in this half-year struggle, that becomes a place of comfort, in a way. Okay, Olivier just sent me the newest 1 p.m. on Twitter. So that's why you guys do want to be able to follow and message on Twitter. It's a good way to be able to share things here. AMC to report results. What matters most?
Shareholders make up about 80% of shareholders are retail investors, 4.1 million of them, according to Adam Aaron in a
Hold on, how do I make this the right size? This is about a minute's long's worth of, apparently, videos from today.
Tweet recently, and the call is going to be opened up to retail investors. As an analyst on Wall Street with a sell rating on the stock, do you have the same access that you had before to the company and to asking questions on these calls?
AMC was not taking our questions before or after they sort of shifted to focus on their retail shareholders. I think just the important thing to remember is there's been sort of a lot of questions or a lot of story out there about sort of these quote unquote diamond hands of these retail investors sort of attacking the short sellers. And the reality is short interest has really dried up. I mean, this is the crazy thing now is that you...
Is he kidding? We know for a fact the short interest was lower back in June. The short interest is 16.2% right now. Bro, a short interest since when? AMC hasn't even gotten... Oh my goodness.
You've got a lot of retail shareholders trying to convince other retail shareholders to buy the stock while they're clearly dumping the stock. And, I think the stock's basically halved from its highs. It just shows you retail is selling. And, the reason they're selling makes a lot of sense to us. The reality is the box office is very underwhelming. And movie studios, I think the single biggest question over the course of the remainder of calendar 2021 is if you're a movie studio you don't have a streaming strategy like an HBO Max or a Disney Plus, do you put your big
If you're a movie studio, hold on a second. What did he say? If you're a movie studio, oh, okay.
blockbuster movie out in Q4, or do you hold it into 2022? Because putting it out in movie theaters, it just doesn't seem like there's enough people willing to go, especially for family films. It seems like financial suicide.
Fast 9, Black Widow. There's gonna be more Marvel stuff coming out. Suicide Squad. Come on now. Richie Rich, my man Rich. This is the newest penny man analysis. He is the guy with the 1 penny price target on AMC, coming out with absolutely no new data and all shenanigans. No, that should be the title of his new podcast. No new data, only shenanigans. Oh man, gee, that's unfortunate. That's hilariously unfortunate. Wow. Okay. Seems like everyone's selling. Seems like short interest is drying up. Yeah, we know imperatively that's not correct. And he talked about this today. When was the price action? 32.53? Yeah, that was earlier today. Oh, you sneaky. Oh, maybe that was earlier Friday. Yeah, maybe it was Friday. Oh, wow. Okay. Movies have been killing it recently. Yeah. Personally, I haven't had a movie that made me so excited as Suicide Squad. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm having a lot of fun with the movie. If you guys have watched the original Suicide Squad, somehow it's like a continuation of that story. Even though it's almost the exact same story. The plot is structurally very different. Villains are different. Narratively, it's different. But the characters, there's a character called Bloodsport, who is essentially another character from the original Suicide Squad. I'm not going to say which one. You guys can figure it out yourself. It's really fun. Misty says, no spoilers, but second Suicide Squad is better than the first. Yep, that's an understatement. Like stealing James Woods from Homer's bird button pushing water. I remember that actually. That water bird pushing toy. That was great. Is this a dog? Is the one line? Oh my god, is this a dog? If you guys don't understand what that line is, you better go watch the movie at your local AMC theater. The thousands, millions of dollars daily spent on free AMC advertising is insanity. It's all about Harley, we know that. I would say that the movie structurally works with and without Harley. I think it plays off multiple times with the use of Harley and without, and I think that works really well. They don't use Harley as a crutch, which you'll find evident because her plot is really, it's different than the first movie. Oh man. Just like last call, Adam's gonna make a speech that is gonna make me literally want to go to war. I'm pumped, can't wait, says Chris West. Let's see. Keyboard, I hated the second one more than the first. Tell me why. I want to hear a bearish opinion on Suicide Squad. No spoilers though. Obvi. Dark Knight trilogy is the GOAT of superhero films. I agree. Greatest of all time. Strong landing, especially since a lot of people had there's a lot of expectations for the last part of the trilogy. So I think they did well with Dark Knight Rises, even though could have been as strong as Dark Knight with a couple of tweaks. Let's see. I think streaming new movies at home. How many of you had Shane K is wondering about streaming new movies at home? That was a lawsuit portion of the Black Widow, the ScarJo versus the MC universe, and I think she's encouraging other actors to also start lawsuits as well. Marco says cinema is a unique experience. Granddaddy Funk says, can you do the EA? EA Sports. It's in the game. Thomas says, Rich G is out of his mind. The shorts absolutely have to cover right now. And if they did, it's hundreds of billions. Keyboard says, all of it was the worst part. I didn't ask you for what the worst part is. I asked you to make an argument about why it's bad. Tell me what... well, I am curious about what you think the worst part is. But what is the argument? Give me some thoughts. Conduit and the Switch. I appreciate that. Also, your username, very cool. Noise. Marvel. You think Indie Tech Consultant? That would be entirely new for the Marvel universe. Is it? Would it be? I think so. So there's clearly a lot of strides that Disney has yet to take. How do we get free popcorn? Just show them their Webull account. Remember when people were getting free stock for AMC on Webull, by the way? The link is pinned in the chat if you wanted your 2 free stocks. No need to use as a broker. Just grab it and fund your account just in case you wanted to be able to jump in on the market. In case you get your access restricted again, if you use the Robinhoods or even some of the other larger names, just to have a backup plan, right? Everyone has a fire extinguisher out. You don't want it to stink up your decor, but it's important, just in case you needed extra access. Here's Mike Knows Bearish. No spoiler. It's like Smashing Pumpkins. The guy that doesn't know if he wants to yell or sing as a Stu wants to be a rated R action or a PG-13 comedy, so it goes back and forth. I agree. I think some of the jokes are very PG-13. But then some of the jokes are very rated R and very funny. Oh, man. What if AMC had a streaming service? Yeah. AM Stream. There, I already made it for you. America multi stream. Jeremy says characters suck besides Harley Quinn. Do I like the characters yet? I kind of like the new main character. Granddaddy Funk says, but I like the Smashing Pumpkins. It's kind of like Smashing Pumpkins. You either like the Smashing Pumpkins or you don't like the Smashing Pumpkins. Marvel R-rated would still better. That's fair. Conduit in the Switch says, where's my meatball? Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on now. Alright, you can come up here. Come on, let's go. Right here. Come on. Yeah. Cole says, I'm glad to be a stockholder. Here's Meatball. Keith Cloverdale putting out those shill names again. No one likes to show off unless it's completely badass. Danny's right. Keyboard says he thought that his characters were a letdown. Most of the scenes felt unnecessary, outright ridiculous. It is, but I think that was the point, is that it was campy. But fair. That's a very fair point. Hey. Don't lick my hand. Thank you. Says my original plan was to hold until Avatar 2. I was buying at a price entry point of $1.89 with a target price of $35. Now my brain is just scrambled eggs. Gino, that's a good origin story for you. That's a very cool origin story. It's like, once upon a time, I was of a very different mindset. Hey. I love to see Meatball. Exol says, happy birthday, Meatball. Aww. Come say it on Twitter and Instagram. Speaking of coming to say hello on Twitter and Instagram, remember we are giving away stuff on Twitter and Instagram. Follow on Andrew Mo Money on either whatever social media platform you would like to. If you guys wanted to be able to drop a hello, yours truly has included a Google form down below. If you guys wanted to join and win some free swag. If you guys wanted your 2 free stocks in Webull, that's that pinned chat in the description. If you guys wanted your Ortex or your 20% off on Lux algorithm, that is in the description down below. It gives you those buy and sell signals. That is a Lux algo coming out later today video. If you guys wanted a tutorial, so make sure you turn that bell icon on and that subscribe. That's the only time. It's the only time at the end of the video where I talk about it. Thank you guys so much for being part of another stream. We do a couple of hours a day because we know what stocks you guys care about and you don't want to miss out. And just in case a major piece of news comes out. That earnings call is coming out around 5 p.m. EST. I don't think I'm going to be free, but if I am, make sure that bell icon has been turned on so that we can stream it together. And we'll see every single one of you in the money. Peace. We did it. We did it, Reddit. If this video made you laugh somehow, drop a like, drop a comment when the video stream is over, and we'll see you later.